Come on.
We are officially on the road to the Construction Expo. We've got Ryan in the back, Ville, my shotgun co-pilot here, and we're driving all the way to Salt Lake City over the next 2 days in the Scania. It'll be the first time we've driven that far out west. And then we're going to be stopping off in Salt Lake City to visit Industrial Injection. And after that, we're going to be headed to the Construction Expo in Las Vegas. We'll be hanging out Scania, Hoodig, and lots of other really cool brands. So make sure you guys come find us if you're there. We're going to document all the cool things we come across while driving this truck cross country. This will be Ville's first time driving. And I've never driven out west like this before either. So we've driven to Texas, but I've never driven out west.
We're going to the Wild Wild West.
The Wild West. Hopefully you find some high speed limit areas. I'm sure we will.
Very cool.
It's going to be fun.
Okay.
Well, guys, we are somewhere in Missouri. Put about 600 miles in so far. My co-pilot's passed out.
Oh no, he woke up.
Oh no, we're gonna get him. We were in some little tiny town. I think it's Macon. Maybe, I'm not sure. We're about to make a hard left here. This overpass. This is one of those towns where it goes from like 70 miles an hour to 55 to 45 to 35, all within the span of like 3 miles. And there are cops everywhere waiting to nail you to the wall. Just waiting to get you. But we got a little bit further to go to try to get halfway tonight. And then we got to do the same thing all over again tomorrow. I don't know what this guy was thinking when he wanted to fly out here and ride for 2 days. Well, guys, we are officially in Wyoming. It's crazy how the scenery changed, too. There's like some mountains and stuff floating around. But what's cool about Wyoming is the speed limit's 80 miles per hour. You see how quiet it is in here right now? We're doing, it says 83 on the dash, but the truck's 2 mile an hour fast, so we're floating around 80, 81 miles an hour right now. This thing's just cruising so smooth. Of course, it is a nice road, too, but still. I don't know, what does that come out to in kilometers?
It's
like 140, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. 140 kilometers an hour. It's necking up on twice the speed limit in Europe.
Almost.
Pretty cool. Well, folks, we made it all the way out here to Utah, and here's Randy's transmission. Let's go inside and see all of our friends. Look at this huge pile of dump right here. This right here is owned and operated, well, not owned, but it's definitely operated by Andrew Kaplan. They named it Metheny after his last girlfriend. This is the burnout rig. What do you think?
Oh my God.
It's a nice thoroughbred, bro.
See the foot throttle? It's a parking brake cable. All right, well, I see a green Peterbilt back here. Got the hood open, pretty typical. It's probably broke down or something. This is a Cap's truck. It's always broke. Let's see if we can find him and see what's going on with it. This right here, this truck's name is Humpty Dumpty because they keep putting it back together all the time. What in the world? Got an oil leak or something. Got a 3406E Cat. Really nice truck, huh? Sisu. In the back door here. Smells like automatic transmission fluid. So this is where they keep all their trannies at back here. All the transmissions. All the cores. There's their off-road rig. Teachable moment, huh?
What's up? Yeah, look at that. The one time a year I work and you show up. That's pretty cool.
We had to show people you still build transmissions.
Yeah.
You know what he's doing there? Checking pump clearance. For a 47 or 48 RE transmission. It's like a madhouse in here. Just getting stuff built. All kinds of cool stuff. All right, we got the Cap out here. He's seen the truck before, but Josh, marketing director.
Marketing director.
Did I nail that one on the head?
Yes, sir. Shoe boy.
You got hydraulic lift on this thing?
It had hydraulic lift for the flip, but we took it off because we got to haul one of them blue digs back.
Oh.
So we had to like drop as much weight as possible. So what the machine weight and the truck and trailer are gonna be like 80,000.
Oh, you're gonna be right there.
Yeah.
That Hoodig, that's that funky
Swedish
motor,
machine, yeah.
excavator, crawler,
We
articulating
even took all
backhoe.
the extensions off.
see that.
We took the cylinders out of the inside.
You shaped everything.
Yeah. If it could come off, it came off.
So hold on, you guys are 3 deep in this thing?
Yeah, Ryan's laying down on the bed. He's got the best ride in the house.
And there's really that much room in this cab?
Yeah, it's kind of a mess in there right now, but yeah, you can climb in there and check it out.
It's actually not as bad as I thought.
No.
It's so cool to see cab overs this new in this country. DOT doesn't care, or what's up with that?
Dude, I've been waiting for a year and a half now almost to get stopped, and no one even bats an eye.
No way. You probably think, oh,
Like there were a
it's
couple
new, it's fine.
times last night when we were like sitting right at like 80 mile an hour, 81, where it's legal,
Well, we're coming across the 80.
and I'm just like, phew, and there's a cop intersection. I'm just looking back, waiting to see if they're gonna pull out. Cause this thing's lit up like a Christmas tree in the front. Like you could.
You got your
It's
big
unlike
big old lights
anything
on
you
it, don't
see. Yeah.
That is pretty badass.
It's all wild. How bright is it at night?
Oh, those are there, and those right there are high beams.
Oh, really?
No way.
That's way nicer than these long
And the
hoods of
headlights
ours.
are adjustable, so you can point them up.
No shit.
Low beam setting. Yeah, they'll go probably up and down, probably 10 or 12 foot in difference.
Damn, that's
You
impressive.
did a video, like a lot of this is actually metal,
Steel,
right?
yeah.
Steel, yeah.
All
Wow.
those boomers are like, that dang plastic Tupperware torpedoes. And I got my Peterbilt and I started going with magnets like that, and nothing sucks. It's aluminum.
Right.
And then this is like,
Hey, leave our hood trucks alone, okay? Man.
yeah.
I mean, what's the DOT's biggest reason for not having these in?
It's just Scania has to go through getting them fully compliant, and like It's safe enough and the emissions are clean enough. It's just the numbers have to stay, like the combination has to be exactly the same.
Got it. You see yourself ripping one of those?
Yeah, I used to drive one back home in South Africa.
What's this whole Houdini?
That's a scale remote, so like if you've got someone loading or whatever, you can be right here looking at your weights, tell them to stop, or you can remote start the truck from it. Yeah, what's that large car doing there, bud?
She sounds cool. She got loud jakes.
Cap's remote start for his truck is getting out his hand crank. Well, guys, we officially made it over here to industrial injection. We got the Scania pulled in here. We wanted to check a few things out. We changed some cab lights on it. We had one that seemed like it had a little bit of a drip to it, so we took care of that problem. But we're picking up some really special stuff here for the giveaway truck. And we're going to walk back out here in the warehouse and dig around and try to find something really cool for that. And tomorrow we'll be heading down to their new machine shop. We've got a 12-valve Cummins down there and a bunch of other big rig engines. They're talking about they are going to be getting into rebuilding heavy-duty engines in the near future. So some of that stuff we're going to talk about. And we did some talking on some really cool big rig injectors and stuff like that becoming in the near future. So right here in this room where we were at a few months ago building our race motor, they're actually slowly bringing things down to a stop, and all of this that you see happening in here where they're painting engines, building them in the room, bringing cores in, tearing cores down and stuff like that, all that's gonna be happening under one roof in Richfield, Utah, which we're gonna be visiting that shop like we were talking about. But let's head over here into the turbo warehouse. And we're essentially just gonna be picking out a turbo and one of these really cool full tilt manifolds right here, and taking one of these home and a brand new turbocharger to go on our 359 Peterbilt that we're doing the giveaway with, which brings me to the fact, if you guys have not entered to win, go to brucewilsonshop.com today, get entered to win our 359 Pete and $10,000 in cash. You have until March 31st at midnight to get entered to win that truck. Let's go find a turbo. I think maybe we just start grabbing pieces and parts, maybe one of these, maybe one of these. One of these polished, that's a little small. That's actually what the manifold charger, that's like an S300 frame charger. It looks like on our race motor with those compounds that we have on there, but piece something together. This right here is a Cat turbo compressor housing. Now this is like an OEM housing that hasn't been machined or changed or anything yet, but they're gonna be building us a really cool turbo and shipping that and the manifold to us back in Tennessee. And when we get back in town next week from the Con Expo, we're going to be installing that on the giveaway truck. Super cool. And of course, only industrial injection parts. They've been making a lot of changes around here. And also, we're going to have our W900 race truck sitting in their booth at the Mid-America Truck Show. We'll have our own booth, which we'll put up eventually sometime in the near future on Instagram and Facebook, what our booth number and all that stuff will be. So you guys can come see industrial injection and us and the Scania at the Mid-America Truck Show. So we made it over here to Industrial Injection's new machine shop. This is the cafe. Where's the free drinks and stuff at?
They're in there. It's on the
Where's the
what you got?
where's the
Got coffee.
the fresh chef and all the salads and lunch meat? This place is, wait till you guys see the rest of the shop. It's insane.
Massive.
This reminds me of Ville's shop back in Finland. This place is right at 60,000 square feet. And it's obviously multiple levels.
So in here, we're still building out a lot of stuff. So you're gonna see, basically, we're maybe at like 70% machine shop back up and going.
Yep.
And we're bringing in our assembly and everything from Salt Lake in the next month. So we're still building that out, but we'll kind of take you through like as if we're an engine coming through.
So back it up for just a second. So y'all were already in Richfield,
Yes.
but you were just doing machine work.
We were
here.
in like a 7,000 square foot facility here in Richfield. and moved over to here about a month and a half ago.
And only doing machine work. But
Yeah,
now it's
just
gonna be
doing the machine work.
and assembly from here.
Just doing the machine work and sending the engines up north to get assembled.
This is
So we're bringing that all
air
in-house.
conditioned and heated. This is sweet.
We'll kind of go back down there. That's going to be shipping and receiving down there. And then
I can smell the smell of one of the hot tanks. Wow. Oh, got some Cummins and Cat cylinder heads floating around. Shoot.
So basically, engines will come in here.
Yeah.
Like I said, up right now, all the cores are being delivered to Salt Lake, and they tear them down and inspect them. That's all going to happen here now. So the engines will come in, get tore down, inspected, washed up. We got 2 more of these coming right on each side. They're already at the other shop. So
You're putting some
they'll
big boys
come
in
and-
here for big stuff.
Yep. Yep. So.
So getting into the heavy duty truck engine stuff is
Yep.
next.
Absolutely. That's what some of these machines you'll see out here. That's kind of what they're. That's what they're.
They have the
made for.
capacity to do big
We would
stuff.
go all the way up to 3600 series. So we probably won't do any 3600 series, but for sure, like the C175 and 3500 series, the V20s.
Yeah.
We've got a customer that has a lot of V20 cats up here that we'll be doing.
Those are
some work
really
on.
big.
Yeah. Yep.
Ain't fit one of those under the hood of Ryan's Hellcat.
So anyway, the engines will come in here, get tore down and inspected. We'll move on to this area where we get them cleaned up, and we do some other inspections. We do magnifluxing on a lot of stuff.
So you're bead
We've got a
blasting
bunch of,
everything?
yeah, we've got a lot of machines that are up the other shop that are coming down too. This is our port benches and stuff. Maybe on camera. Oh, Marty. This is Marty from Rottler.
You doing?
How you doing, Marty?
Some
Nice
of our
to meet
new
you.
Rottler
Meet you guys.
equipment.
Greasy fingers.
Oh, no problem, brother.
Cylinder heads come into this department here. We weld the seats out of them, pressure test them, cut the guys out.
Stop.
They're like just setting up this new surfacer right here. We bought a bunch of new machines. He's in here for probably the next couple of weeks. Setting up new machines.
So when you say weld the seats, you're welding them up so they
Yeah, we
actually
just weld it
release.
so it releases, and then we
Pop
can
out.
pop them right out. And these ones are all out. And then we'll go in and we cut the seat pocket bigger and do our own proprietary press that we have, and our seats made out of a different material. So we have like a nice hardened seat that we put back in. We do that over here, put the seats back in, guides. We have a hardened guide that we put in that we have made, and then surface them, and then I come over to the single point CNC seat cutting device. You can see, like on this one, we've got a few. This was a test head that they were doing with the surface finish and stuff. But it goes in and it'll cut the seat pocket out for us. It'll do a 5-angle valve job. You can see
Angles
right here, like all in one cut in like about 24 seconds.
Really?
This machine, this new one machine, we've had this one for a long time. We just got that one about 2 weeks ago. They next day air freighted it from France, and got that here. Got it set up last week, running it so we could. Here, this one's from 2012. So we sent it out. Well, that one, once we got that one up and going, sent that one out. The head to get remanned and gone through. So they'll both be back up to snuff.
Wow.
Heads kind of work their way back through, back into the final wash, and then into that middle room for assembly.
So Cummins and Duramax primarily?
Yeah, that's all we're doing right here is Cummins and Duramax, and then obviously we'll have like why we went the bigger one here, so you can fit up to the C18 on here.
Okay.
That one there, we'll do blocks and stuff, but we primarily use it for heads. We can do C18 surfacing and stuff like that on it.
Okay.
Up, you know.
Do the counter, you have a machine for doing like counterboards and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
we're getting to that.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we'll get to that. So the blocks come down this way. Like I said, we're mainly set up for light duty. Out of our little 7,000 square foot shop, we did just over 450 engines last year. Light duty engines. So
That's
we'll be.
cranking. Well, what's this product right here? We've been
That's
talking a lot about
that,
this.
That one's a dual overhead cam.
But this is the
That was
injector
the
cup
first
lock.
one. Yeah, that's the torque lock injector cup kit for the dual overhead.
Okay.
I kind of scrapped that project because that was the first one I was designing.
Yeah.
And
Not very
once I
common
realized
anymore.
that the single overhead was where to start,
Yeah.
this project's still kind of in the mix, but like maybe 1 out of 100 calls we get on what do you got for the dual overhead. You know, the problem with this, and we'll get into it as we get to the other side, you have to take the head off the truck to put these torque lock injector cups in on a dual, because this is part of the actual machining. On a single, You can do it all in the truck.
But then at that point, you might as well just put regular cups back in.
Well, you can put regular cups in it or buy a new head or whatever, you know what I mean? So.
But the whole point of that, you guys designing that, so you're not pulling the head.
Yeah, you don't have to pull the head. You can do everything in the truck in about, you can put them all in about 4.5 hours.
Okay.
From start to finish. Blocks, so like I said, we were doing light duty. Blocks make their way down through this area, get set up here where it's going in here and probing the cylinders right now, and we're basically setting the bores back. So even though, let's say that's going to be a 20 over bore, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do we're going to board out 20 over. That 20 over hole might be in the wrong place. We're lining it up parallel to the crankshaft. So you might see when it goes in and bores, it might take 5 thousandths from one side, 15 thousandths from the other side to line it up more, so that we can actually blueprint the block off of the head bolts and everywhere parallel to the crank, and then we can make the cam bores parallel to the crank as well. So all of our blocks are blueprinted basically, and then we balance them as we get down there. They're rotating assembly.
But the overhead crane's got to be a nice addition.
Oh, it's so nice. So this machine right here, it's not set up yet, but it's basically that same machine just on steroids. So this is an EM105. They said it'll be able to do this same work to these blocks as like up to a 35 series. And the V20s.
Don't mind him.
Just work.
But what machine are you using to cut cam bearings and stuff?
This one right here. Okay. We were actually doing it just barely this morning. We just switched back over to this.
So you turn the blocks
a bunch of blocks
vertically then to do that?
Yeah, so the block will sit in there upside down, and then it'll come in with a. Will you show them your right angle drive cutter?
Oh, what?
So this is how you do the cam bores and the like main bores. And no, so there is another company. Pretty much all of our competition do it like this, right, with a bar that goes through it. What's nice about this is we can actually set the hole. We're not going to just enlarge the hole, right? We're going to actually put the hole where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, make it bigger and blueprint that hole. So this comes down in through the mains and over and cuts the hole where it needs to be as we go through. We got a bunch of the, like here's one that just got finished.
Sideways. Or
So-
not sideways, but
So for you guys that don't know, Cummins only have one cam bearing in the front. I think Cummins have one in the back.
This one's a 2 bearing, 6/7s, and
Yeah, one in the front, one in the back.
Yep. But some do only have one. We try to save that one. So that's where it gets a little tricky. When you do a cam bore to a 2 bearing, you have to just go in and make the hole bigger.
Okay.
You can't straighten it
Yeah.
unless it's all stacks up to the right direction.
Okay.
You know, because you can't change where this hole's going to be. This hole has to stay, you know, where it's going to be. You can make it. You don't make this one bigger.
Yeah.
Because it already has the biggest cam bearing. In that one.
Okay.
So we're also fixing a lot of the 19 pluses that spin cam bearings. So we've got like one over here that's. Oops, sorry. We've got one over here that is smoky cam bearing right here, and we're going to
So
go
you're
in
gonna
and
oversize bearings
oversize
for 'em?
this and put the bigger bearings, and we'll put the new oversized bearing through the whole block. So then these blocks come in here, they get washed over there. He gets them all dialed in here. They get set up over here. And then these blocks are all machined to the deck. So they've been surfaced, they've been bored, and that's just a rough bore, right? And then Chad takes those, sets them up in the line bore, the line hone,
Yeah.
does the line honing on the block, torques it, depends on what it's gonna be. If it's gonna be a stock engine, a stock plus, or a big race motor, depends on what size main studs get put in it and what the torque's going to be. And then it feeds into these machines, and this is where they do the final hone. I don't think there is a block in here. So and then this one here is the
Final hone procedure. Check that out.
yeah. So one of the things about these diamond hones is when they're done, if you measure this, we're talking. So right there, that's a half a thou. Well, that's where we put it, is just a half thou over our spec.
Mm-hmm.
And if we follow this all the way down,
It's the same all the way down.
yeah, we're like within maybe a half of a tenth of a thousandth of straightness. So it's pretty awesome, and it just has a program. It goes in, it knows, like, we have it keyed and indexed into a certain pin right here.
Okay.
And you basically just put the right stones in and hit start, and it'll come over and hone them to the right size. So.
And that's why people don't understand how much machine work costs, because there's a lot of things to go into it.
Yep.
properly. A lot.
So we kind of spec it out to our size there, and works out really good. Final hone, they're nice and straight. And turn that back over so I can finish straightening out.
Pretty
But
cool.
we wanted 2 of them so that, because it takes about an hour and a half. You can get this done in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So then if we have 2 of these machines, then you're being able to do twice as many.
Keep it rolling.
Just being able to because our other shop was pretty small and kind of compact. We had to put things in certain places. Just with this machine we've had since 2012, and this one we've had for 4 years, just staggering this the way it is, we can get around 8 blocks a day done. So
Because how
just
the
with
room
these
you
2,
have to work.
yeah, just having it kind of dialed in the way it is, and then basically from there they come out. We'll be able to double that once we have the other machines up and going. Once they come out of there, they'll come over here, and this is where we're matching the crankshafts, the pistons, all the parts that are going to go with it. We're matching up, after we balance the crank, and the deck heights are different, so we're making sure that the piston protrusion is going to be correct when they go to assemble it.
So y'all are cutting cranks here too if you have to,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
trying to avoid that?
Yeah, we try to avoid it, but we grind them and stuff. So
Polish them.
polish the cranks, grind them, balance them.
Polisher right there. Look at that. Makes them all shiny. Smooth. All right, there's a little bit of detail here. So I'm talking about something, and Ryan's pointing the camera.
Dude, I
at
have no idea what it is.
something completely unrelated because he has not the slightest clue. I'm pointing right here, and Ryan's just over here in space.
Oh, okay.
So we balance all our rotating assemblies.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see, over here, and you guys will get a little bit of shot of this, but there's a bunch of blocks lined up over here with. They got the pistons, the bearings, the cranks, the cams, everything you need to build a short block.
Yeah.
Is all matched to the block.
Those are your builder kits.
Those were going to Salt Lake to get
okay.
assembled because everything was a builder kit to start with, right? Because we do all that stuff, send it to Salt Lake, and then they build it.
Okay.
That's all going to change. These ones are all going to Salt Lake.
So that made the idea of building these builder kits
we're already doing it. So we just throw a couple other gaskets and stuff in it up there and send it out. But then all that machine work and everything's going to funnel into here instead of up to Salt Lake.
This will be the assembly shop.
Yeah, so right now these are new benches. I'm waiting on a couple more jigs to put in. Over here, this is all the head side. So head assembly will be going on over here. We'll be able to build 8 Duramax heads and 4 Cummins heads at one time. So they'll just be feeding the assembler. These will all be gone, and then they come actually tomorrow. The benches that fit into here and into here, they'll be big U-shaped benches, and you'll be able to build 3 to 4 engines in here at a time. So this guy it'll be a main production guy here, like Chase, and he'll have a helper or something. They'll be able to, right now they can build, as one person, they can build 1.5 a day. So with a helper kind of putting things together, they'll be able to build, 3 or 4 a day, maybe each. Probably 2.5 a day. And then this guy will have the same outcome. We got these cranes coming in for each spot, so they'll have it. I'm gonna put that hex globe hanging from the ceiling. It's gonna be right over the top of the crane. They're 20 feet long by 7 feet wide, kind of right over each spot here, and then all the way across this hole. So I just kind of give you that cool look.
Oh yeah.
From outside, kind
Good
of
for Scott coming here and make some content every now
And then, so our sim testers are gonna sit right under here. So I just
getting
built
the new one?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with the old school?
I like it. We're gonna use the hell out of it still, dude.
What he's talking about is the machine that spins the engine and lets it build oil pressure and pump it through it.
So really, in a short block form, you're really only looking for a few things. Static drag, oil pressure, make sure that everything's
Gears are
working the way it's
quiet.
supposed to be. Gears are quiet. So you put, it's quick. You know what I mean? And the other one, you'll be able to do like a long block and test compression and all that stuff. And that's all great, but building a lot of short blocks, you're gonna want something quick. Sean's area will be kind of right here, building the bigger stuff, the big shredder stuff. And then this is it's kind of just a mess right now because we're just kind of building it out, but this is where we do all of our XP pumps, build some XP pumps and CP3 control plungers. And this is going to be our fuel shop clean room area, but it's all going to move upstairs. And then I'll bring one of those big overhead cranes in right here, and this is where we'll assemble.
That's where they'll be drinking tea and things and making injectors.
Yep. But and then over here we'll have eventually will be like the heavy duty engine rebuilding or assembly. And then basically they'll come out on carts once the engine's built. Go down there. There's a small paint booth we put in down there that they can paint the engine. And at the end of this, they put whatever bells and whistles on it, case of oil, package it up for shipping and receiving, or put it on the shelf for wrap it up and put it on the shelf.
Yeah, just inventory.
For inventory. And then this side will be full of.
Well, there
all
should
the
be a
parts
12
and
valve
stuff.
floating around here. I sent up here.
It's right over here.
And some other engines.
I think there's 3 of them. We'll get to that.
So this is all like just.
So this is what's crazy. I still have to go through all this. This was like because I couldn't be.
Did y'all cut this block in half, or did that
Yeah,
happen?
yeah. No, it's a local guy here. I went and picked it up.
Talk
from
about
him.
windowing a block. See the side of that thing?
Oh. It was like a 6,000 horsepower Kenworth it was in. No. It was just some local
Could have fooled
build.
me.
Some local
I'm
build.
gullible.
But I wanted to when this new machine's. Oh, we didn't really talk about the new machine that was next to it. Other
Yeah.
than
This big.
it does. Yeah, it's big. It does. What's cool about it is we'll still be able to use our light duty stuff over there and have a Caterpillar and X15 fixture set up, so we can do all the counterbores and everything quickly. You know, as local guys need it or whatever. But a lot of the stuff that's in here is stuff that there's a billet block from police up there. For
Stuff you just got to sort through and.
Yeah, well, I couldn't be in
Keep
both
it or
places
throw
at
it
once,
away.
and trying to get out of the other place, I was over here doing stuff. I'm like, just box it up, and I'll start going through it. And we're just getting to that week now where I can start going through that stuff.
All right, so Ryan had to take a little potty break and he had to find a shower.
Okay.
Can't hold his bladder. But anyways, what's next?
So as that's kind of the engine side of things over there.
Yep.
Now we're kind of moving into the CNC side. So basically R&D, where we're making new cool stuff. Right now it's not really built out yet. We're parking trucks in here. We've got a few engines from you, a few engines from us that we're bringing in here. We're going to do some cool stuff with these things.
We got some big plans for this red engine.
Yep, we're going to see some cool stuff in the next month or two coming together with this, and you guys will see this built out if you follow us. But basically over here is basically our CNC side, so we'll kind of step into there. This is where we're building all of our, like all the bling for the light duty and stuff, intake plenum,
That's you guys. Yeah.
cappa cover. He's actually doing freeze plugs right now.
Okay.
He doesn't have them up and going, but you can see them on his computer here. So one of the things that are happening is we've got a couple new machines that have a lot new technology. These 2 machines that we had before that we were running are from 1996. Yep. And as much as
Those are older
I
than
hate to
Ryan.
say
you
that
believe
I know that they're older than the guys that are
They
running
still
them,
work
for sure.
harder.
And they literally run like you wouldn't believe. But we stepped into the 20th century or the 30th century or whatever it is here now. But we
So 5-axis right here?
yeah, so it's the same as this one's. This one's all got set up for 5-axis. We're not running 5-axis in it in this process, but yeah, this is gonna be a rear freeze plug. I don't know which one he's got.
Here's the plate stock they start with, right?
Yep. Basically starts with that and whittle out our back. This is gonna be the back freeze plug.
Okay.
Basically with the O-ring, so if you blow the freeze plug out, you can put this in.
Yeah.
And you don't have both versions. One that if you
Holds the factory
holds
over.
the factory, and the one that. So, over here, this DSY. So basically, our torque lock injector cups on our ISX, we're able to basically just feed it with 5-foot pieces of bar, and it comes in here and it does the front side, grabs it, does the back side, comes in with live tooling and does all the other stuff, and then just drops one in the bucket about every 5 minutes.
So this is what they start out with? And
Yeah,
then-
that's what they start out with, and that's what they end up being. This is just this is as it's going through the process, basically, different ones.
And that machine takes this and does this all just...
Yep, about 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes you get one of those off of it. We're able to do about 120 a day on here. We're just about to click off 10,000 cups that we've made since in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Mott's will make it 2.5 years. So 2.5 years. But I'll show you guys here in a minute that whole set. You know, I think you're familiar with it, but I'll
Yep.
show these guys. So we still run the these things, like I'm saying. I don't know if you know what this is. It's not finished yet, but there's a box full of them. Oh, I don't even have our. You know what that is? There's usually a ramp on it right here.
Oh, yeah, fuel pen for a VE pump.
Okay, now let me tell you. How many do you think we make of those a year?
Do you think it'd be slowing down?
800, 900 a year. And it's been like that since I've been here.
It's been like 30 years, hasn't it?
Well, since I've been down here running the machine shop, 8 years. I mean, we've been selling them forever, but
It's crazy. This machine was probably bought to make these. And it's like, boss, when are we going to make something new?
it actually, we'll move into that. It actually made all these CP3 shafts too.
Wow.
This machine has made a lot of stuff on. So one of our things that we're doing right now, you'll see these machines not running and these ones are running, right? The programming's a little different. So we're slowly
Analog and
transitioning.
digital?
Yeah, dude, floppy disk. What? I'm not even
No
kidding.
way.
We just converted this one to USB, but they were floppy disk. You'd have to write the program in there, convert it to a floppy disk, and then plug the floppy disk programmer into this.
I ain't got a clue what
Right, I
you're
know what a
talking about.
floppy disk is.
But it whittled out a lot of parts. Like these things have made like everything we've done. So we can take the program and put them right in this. It's not a problem. But there's so much more capability on these that we're taking the time to enhance the programs, right? So like right now we only have one program written here, is torque lock injector cups.
Yeah.
And we whittled through all the stock on that. We've got a bunch of stock, so we're going to start on our CP3 shaft. It's a CNC porting machine. So like all of the big race heads you see us make will go through this. They're getting lined up here to start doing some street heads. We've got the world record truck, Josh McCormick, running our heads, and I think we did 15 or 20 of them in the last month. The same race head. I think we did a street head. So this is basically like the same head that's going on your guys' blue truck that you guys did, is what it'll be.
Right, he's going to grinding a CP3
Yeah, so over here, basically, I don't have, right here. So if you look down here, basically, this is what these all start as. This is actually going to be a Ford 6.4 shaft, but and then these are all 12 mils. These are all 10 mils, 12 mils, and 14. So we build all those here, and we actually start at 4340, cut them out.
So for what anyone didn't know, is 14 millimeters the lift, or that's the diameter of the plunger?
So the diameter of the plunger, we go from 7.5 to 9 millimeter.
And then this is the final process they're done, or do they
Oh no! So
coated and
once
heat treated?
Yeah. So once they get done being ground here, we'll cut the tang off because we're using this tang for a center to center, and then we'll go into our nitriding process. We have them nitrided, and then they come back and get polished, sent off to the fuel shop up there to get put into.
How old is this machine?
This machine's pretty old. It's probably going to be one of the last batches we do, because that new machine down there holds a lot tighter tolerance, and we'll be able to
The machine is making the injector cups will do these now?
Yeah, we'll be able to probably hold the tolerance even tighter than what we
So
can.
it'll still just feed the rod in and just done?
Yeah. So this takes, if you think about the time it takes to make one of the shafts in the CNC machine, and then over here to do one shaft over here, and then, we're going to cut that time in a third.
That's crazy.
Then this department feeds basically, and like I said, these are like, this one's getting ready to port ahead just like what's on your blue truck, your blue engine. And then all this stuff kind of feeds into this area. So they got a bunch of torque lock injector cup kits lined up here. She's lasering our patent number and our labels on these cups right here. So these ones are not done. This one's done. This is what it looks like all finished.
That's cool.
So they're lasering them, packaging up firing head gaskets. We sell a lot of firing head gaskets to everybody in the country.
And y'all are cutting those
There's
here
more.
too?
Yeah, we do all that modifying here on those machines and making the rings, and there's more clock cups down there. And then there's her.
Well, there's a lot more. We have a lot.
Are you the torque lock plug?
Yeah.
So do these have anything in them yet?
No. That
So-
one.
These are some fancy
Oh, wait,
boxes
right
though.
So here's a complete kit.
We have a
So
candle.
the customer buys this kit knowing that they can do it in the truck.
Yeah.
Right? They pop the valve cover off, pull the rockers off, pull the injectors out, and then you basically come into this kit, and it comes with these little plugs right here, and this you have one of the we don't have the handle yet. But basically, there's a handle on this, and then this rod sits in here. So basically, you thread this into here with these O-rings on it. You pop it into the injector hole, and unthread that out, so that stays down in there. There's 6 of them, so you can put that all in, and then
That keeps debris from falling down.
keeps debris from falling in there. Then the stock cup, you use this retaining ring right here, and this tap. Go in and tap the factory cup that's in there. And then this puller, there's instructions with showing me. I'm doing it on an international truck.
Yeah.
And basically thread this down in like the cat puller, tighten this down, pops the factory cup out, throw the factory cup in the garbage. Then you go in with the same tap ring and this tap here. And I had these all TIN coated, and you know, they last a long time. I've got people that have installed 15, 20 sets still just ripping on the same taps. Using the same guide ring, you go in and tap the cylinder head. This plug that's down in there is clearanced for this tap, so you go right to the bottom, blow everything out, suck it out with a vacuum.
So once you buy this kit, you can just keep buying cups.
Yeah, so then once you buy this kit, then you're just buying this kit right here from us. Comes with instructions again, new O-rings, and 6 cups.
And the reason they're doing these is because injector cup failures on the ISX and X15.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Bad.
So they said something like 60% of every X15 has leaky cups from the factory, whether they're completely leaking or seeping. Like I've done a lot of these trucks on brand new 24s, 25s, like they're putting them right in. And then they have a wedding ring fix. Like Cummins has like a wedding ring fix that's like, it looks like a legitimate. We're working here, obviously, but has a basically like looks like a big titanium wedding ring that goes in and swedges this outside of the cup in.
Yeah.
And that only works 40% of the time, or 40% of the time that fails.
Yeah.
Of that, you know, so. The biggest problem is it's just a thin piece of aluminum,
Yeah.
or thin piece of stainless that's down in this cast iron, and there's no thread in, there's nothing, and that big engine's twisting and distorting and heating up, you know, and it's just swedged in there. And there's nothing holding this. It's when we call it a cup, there's no injector that's seating into this. It's just a sleeve basically, like a tube, you know. And so you can imagine a hard pull or twisting and distorting.
Pressing it down into place.
Nothing pressing it down into place. So that's why we use the fire deck, and we lock this down into the fire deck. So that's the Torque Lock injector cup kit. It's been an amazing product, and we sell them like freaking like crazy. And then that's the tool that you,
the driver to put them in your home.
It comes with a little tap magic, so it has like everything you need as far as the lubricants and everything that you, the torque specs and
Lube included.
lube included.
Movie stuff. I wish we had that.
That work? Well, what was your name again?
Rustin Peterson.
Rustin, yeah. So Rustin here has been a follower for watching our stuff for a while.
Long time.
Yeah. And you right here in town in,
Yeah, we're
in
in
Richfield?
town.
Yeah. So he's checking out the Scania.
Yeah, Dustin Phil.
And a while back when we shipped out mystery boxes forever ago, he got a mystery box with one of the rod bearings from Blue Collar in it.
I'm Freightliner freak.
Yeah. He's got an Argosy too, so that's pretty cool.
No, thanks, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
So easy to adjust the airbags for the air ride for the cab and all that, or is it pretty much
It's
a
all
standard
it's all
setting?
automatic, yeah. So, but then you've got the. I don't know if this adjusts the air or not. It should still have air in it. So this is like a remote, so you can, if you have like loading. In Europe, the trailers talk to the trucks,
Okay.
so you can see your trailer weight on the dash.
Oh, okay. So you can compensate your
And then you can
settings in your
you can pull
airbags.
this remote up and see like how much weight is on the truck.
Okay.
And then you can actually control your air suspension
Sweet.
unless it's out of air. So
Yep.
the trailer leaks a little bit, the truck
Yeah.
doesn't
When
leak.
it's running, you gotta.
But you can also,
Be like.
it'll go through all of its
Startup sequence.
sequence. Yeah. You can put the truck in neutral for it to start though.
Oh.
And with this you can control the level of the truck.
Yep.
So it'll air up to normal ride height, and then you can drop it, have pre-settings in there and all kinds of stuff. Sweet. All right, guys, we found one of the industrial guys wearing a cat hat. There you go. You got to run it through a machine shredder or something. I don't know what you got around here. Look at that. Done converted him. Don't like that in Sweden. Guys, what an amazing video this has been, traveling across the country. We're literally in southern Utah, just south of St. George, about 100 miles from the Las Vegas Strip. We're gonna be dropping the truck and trailer off tonight at the international dealership in town, and then we'll have the truck parked in Vegas, downtown, right near the Con Expo. We'll put all the details in some Instagram and Snapchat and all the other Facebook stories and stuff, where you guys can see where we'll have the truck parked, and we'll be at the Con Expo. So if anyone is in town, be sure to come by the Scania USA booth and check us out. But what a crazy cross-country adventure this has been, especially with our Finnish buddy. The man of few words. Ja. But look at this. Like, this doesn't even feel like we're in the U.S. I've never been out west like this. Dude, driving. Like, the camera and pictures don't do this justice. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Makes me want to have a Scania to do overland stuff in, because we could be peeling off the road and going up into the mountains. Like, see, there's a Sprinter up there, like a family out there adventuring, who knows, but pretty dang crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed our cross-country road trip video. We're staying in the middle of the road. We're gonna get run over. But make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, comment down below if you've ever taken a cross-country trip like this. We'll see you later. Peace.